Have you ever wondered why you were born on that particular day? Why you arrived into this world at that exact moment in time? The truth is, the day of your birth is no accident. It's part of a divine plan that only now is beginning to unfold. God chose that moment, that hour, for a reason. But what if I told you that there are hidden secrets about your birth that your mother has kept from you? What if the very day you came into this world holds mysteries about your destiny? Mysteries that only God can reveal at this exact moment. This video is your invitation to uncover the truth that's been veiled in secrecy. You've always felt different, as though you were meant for something greater. But now it's time to understand exactly why. God has been holding on to secrets about your birth that will give you a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're called to do. Your life, your purpose, it all connects back to that one pivotal moment in time. You're not here by chance. You are part of a larger divine story. So, are you ready to find out what your mother never told you? The hidden truths about your birth are waiting to be revealed, and God is ready to show you the path He's had in mind for you all along. Keep watching, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. This journey is just beginning, and trust me, what you discover will change your life forever. Stay tuned, because what's coming next will transform everything you thought you knew. There's a profound truth that many of us overlook. Your birth was not a mere coincidence. It wasn't just a random date on a calendar, and it certainly wasn't a simple biological event. The very moment you took your first breath, you were chosen by God for a purpose greater than you can even comprehend. From the very beginning, God had His hand upon you, marking you for something extraordinary. This is the essence of being chosen. It's a concept that carries with it a responsibility, a divine appointment, and a calling that you were born to fulfill. When we look at the idea of being chosen by God, it's not about being selected for fame or power. It's about being entrusted with a purpose, a mission that only you can accomplish. The Bible speaks of being chosen before we even entered the world, a plan set in motion long before we were born. In Ephesians 1:4 it says, "For He chose us in Him before the creation of the world, to be holy and blameless in His sight." This scripture reveals that God's plans for us begin before we even arrive on earth. The divine intention behind your birth goes beyond the physical world. It is connected to eternity. But what does it truly mean to be chosen? It means that your life is no accident. Your existence is part of a larger divine story written by God Himself. It's not just a matter of fate, it's a matter of divine purpose. God orchestrated every detail of your life, including the very moment you were born, for His greater plan. Your birth was a declaration of God's will, a moment in time where He declared, "This one is mine, and I have a plan for them." Now, let's take a deeper look at the role of fate and divine intention in the moment of birth. In ancient cultures, birth was often seen as a spiritual event, an intersection between the earthly realm and the divine. People believed that the day a child was born was a reflection of a larger cosmic order, a divine intervention where gods and spirits played a part in shaping the destiny of that child. Birth was seen as sacred, and the circumstances surrounding it were never taken lightly. In modern times, we may not always view birth through such a mystical lens, but the spiritual significance of birth remains just as relevant. Whether we realize it or not, our births were planned by God, timed perfectly to align with the needs of the world. Think about the people you were born to, the place you were born, and the time you entered the world. All of these factors are part of God's plan for you. Even the struggles and challenges you've faced in life have been designed to shape you, to refine you, and to prepare you for your purpose. In fact, God's intention for your birth is so powerful that it can even transcend generations. Just as He told the prophet Jeremiah in Jeremiah 1:5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This verse confirms that your birth was not a random event. Your life was predestined long before you took your first breath. From the moment you were conceived, God had a plan for you. So what does this mean for you now? It means that everything about your life, the challenges, the triumphs, the lessons, is all part of God's divine design. Your birth was just the beginning of a journey that will lead you to fulfill your purpose. It's a journey that only you can take, because only you were chosen for this specific path. The significance of your birth goes beyond the moment you arrived in this world. It reaches into eternity, touching the heart of God's divine plan. And the more you understand this, the more you can begin to see how every part of your life is aligned with your calling. The secrets of your birth, the mysteries that have been hidden for so long, are not just about understanding the past. They are keys to unlocking your future. God's plan for you is written into the very fabric of your existence. The day you were born was not just another day, it was a divine moment. Your birth holds a spiritual significance that cannot be denied. And as we uncover these hidden truths, you will begin to see just how powerful that moment was, and how it continues to shape the destiny that lies ahead for you. The story of your birth is not just a simple recounting of events. It's layered with hidden meanings, deeper truths, and divine purpose that may have been kept from you, even by the person who brought you into the world, your mother. What if the narrative she shared about your birth wasn't the whole story? What if the true significance of that moment holds secrets she either didn't know how to explain or, for reasons unknown, chose to keep hidden? The details of your birth, the circumstances surrounding it, and even your mother's own experiences at the time may hold the key to unlocking the deeper understanding of your divine purpose. And perhaps what she hid from you is exactly what God wants you to uncover now. Every mother's perspective on their child's birth is unique. For her, it's often a mixture of joy, fear, and overwhelming love. But the emotional, physical, and spiritual weight of that moment is so powerful that sometimes parents, especially mothers, keep certain aspects of the birth story to themselves. Why? The reasons could range from a desire to protect you, a lack of understanding, or even an instinctual feeling that some things are meant to remain hidden until the right time. What if, buried deep in those untold stories, lies a divine message waiting for you to hear? These hidden truths about your birth may be more significant than you can imagine. It's important to understand that parents often hide things about their child's birth to shield them from the more difficult or challenging aspects of life. For instance, perhaps your birth wasn't easy. There could have been complications, fear, or even a moment of crisis that your mother doesn't want to revisit. Maybe there was pain she didn't want to relive, or perhaps she didn't want you to carry the burden of knowing how challenging things were. This is especially true when parents perceive their child's birth as a traumatic experience. In an effort to protect their child from unnecessary emotional weight, they may leave certain things out of the story, never realizing that these very details could be the keys to understanding a higher purpose for your life. Moreover, in some cases, your mother may have sensed something divine about your birth that she couldn't fully explain. It's not uncommon for parents to feel that their child has been chosen for something extraordinary, even without knowing the full implications. There may have been prophetic dreams, unusual events, or moments of spiritual significance surrounding your birth, things that she didn't have the language or understanding to share with you. Perhaps she felt the weight of the responsibility of raising a child who was destined for greatness, but didn't know how to express that. Parents are often hesitant to talk about the harder truths of life, especially when those truths are connected to the divine. It's possible that your mother, despite the profound experiences she may have had, could not see or comprehend the spiritual significance of your birth. She might not have realized that the challenges she faced while giving birth to you were actually preparing both of you for a higher calling. God could have been moving in those moments in ways that only now, as you look back, make sense. There's also a powerful reason why parents may hide things about their child's birth, because they themselves are on a spiritual journey that they are only now beginning to understand. In many cultures, the birth of a child is seen as a sacred, spiritual event that is intertwined with divine fate. Perhaps at the time of your birth, your mother had no idea that there was more to the story than just a typical birth experience. Maybe she wasn't aware of the signs, the spiritual messages, or the divine plans God had in place for you. In her love and protection, she might have shielded you from the understanding of your unique, higher calling, until now. The Bible is filled with stories of parents who had a deep spiritual connection with their children's births. Take, for example, the story of Samuel's birth. Samuel's mother, Hannah, had been barren for many years, and when she prayed for a child, she made a vow to God that if He gave her a son, she would dedicate him to the Lord's service. Hannah's secret vow and prayer were the foundations for Samuel's divine calling, and from the very moment of his birth, there was a sense that God had chosen him for something great. Like Samuel's birth, yours too may hold untold secrets, divine moments of grace that were either hidden from you or not fully understood at the time. Your mother's experience, though deeply personal and perhaps full of sacrifice and hardship, was also part of God's plan for you. Those untold parts of your birth story may reveal the spiritual foundation that God was laying for you before you even understood it. What she may have kept hidden is likely a reflection of the very divine calling you are now waking up to. Could there have been moments of divine intervention during your early days? Circumstances that seemed like ordinary events at the time, but were actually signs of something far greater? Perhaps your mother has kept these things to herself because she didn't have the understanding at the time to connect the dots. Perhaps she didn't know that your birth marked the beginning of a divine mission that would one day change the world, or at least the world around you. But now, as you begin to uncover these hidden secrets, you will start to see how they were all part of God's grand plan for you. Consider this. In the Bible, the story of Jesus' birth was full of signs and wonders, angels appearing to shepherds, a star guiding wise men, prophecies being fulfilled. God didn't hide the significance of Jesus' birth. He made it clear to all who were willing to listen. Similarly, your birth is no less significant. The question is not whether God is revealing these things, it's whether you are ready to hear them. What if the hidden details surrounding your birth are the very keys to understanding your divine purpose? What if God's hand was at work in ways you never knew, setting the stage for your life's journey even before you could speak your first word? The things your mother may have kept from you weren't meant to hide your destiny. They were meant to allow you to discover it in God's perfect timing. Now is that time. Your birth story, every hidden detail, was written into your soul, part of a greater plan that God began long before you took your first breath. As you uncover these secrets, you will begin to understand the depth of your calling and the powerful purpose for which you were born. The moment of your birth was not only a physical event, it was a divine intersection of time and purpose, a part of God's grand design for your life. What many may not realize is that God often reveals hidden messages through our lives, and sometimes those messages begin to surface right from the very start of our journey into this world. The birth of a child is far from a random event. It's a divine declaration that points toward a greater calling, a destiny that has been ordained by God long before you even breathed your first breath. In fact, God has been speaking to you through signs, coincidences, and divine revelations from the very beginning, and it's time for you to recognize them. Divine revelations are often subtle, and they tend to appear as signs that we may not initially understand. They can manifest as quiet moments of clarity, unusual coincidences, or experiences that seem too perfectly timed to be anything other than God's work. In the case of your birth, there may have been specific signs, events, or circumstances that were orchestrated by God, meant to signal something far beyond the ordinary. It's easy to overlook these divine nudges, but once you begin to recognize them, you'll see the hidden hand of God weaving throughout the fabric of your life, especially in the moments surrounding your birth. In many instances, the signs around our birth reflect God's blueprint for our lives, a larger spiritual design that we are only beginning to comprehend. Think back to the circumstances of your birth. Was there anything unusual or significant about the time, the place, or even the people surrounding it? In the Bible, we see this pattern time and again, divine signs surrounding the births of key figures in God's plan. Take, for example, the birth of Isaac, the son of Abraham and Sarah. The Bible tells us that Isaac's birth was a miracle, as Sarah had been barren for many years and was well past the age of childbearing. Yet, God promised Abraham that his descendants would be as numerous as the stars, and through Isaac, that promise would be fulfilled. Isaac's birth was no ordinary event. It was a miraculous sign of God's faithfulness and divine purpose for Abraham's line. In the same way, your birth may have contained signs that pointed to a deeper purpose, one that you may not yet fully understand. You might think that the circumstances of your birth were purely coincidental, but what if I told you that those coincidences are actually divine revelations? Perhaps your birth took place during a significant event, an anniversary, a national holiday, or a moment in history that had a profound meaning. Maybe you were born at a specific time of day, in a season, or even in a place that carries deeper spiritual significance. Think about the names given to you, the people who were there to witness your birth, and the stories your parents have told about that moment. Each of these pieces is a part of a divine puzzle, a clue that points to your higher calling. God often uses these moments to speak to us, to reveal His purpose for our lives in ways that are meaningful to us individually. These divine revelations don't always come with a loud voice or grand gestures. More often than not, they come quietly, like whispers in our hearts, urging us to pay attention to the signs around us. In many cases, these revelations begin at the time of our birth and continue to unfold throughout our lives. What if I told you that the very circumstances surrounding your birth are a reflection of a larger spiritual design that you are meant to follow? Your purpose in life is not accidental. It is part of a divine plan that was set in motion from the beginning of time. The signs that God has placed around your birth may hold the key to understanding that plan. Maybe you were born in a family with a specific heritage or a spiritual background that aligns with your divine purpose. Maybe your birth took place during a time when God was preparing the world for a significant shift, perhaps in your community, in your country, or even globally. These events, these signs, were not random. They were part of God's sovereign plan for your life. It's also important to recognize that divine revelations are often linked to the personal milestones and moments of clarity that occur throughout your life. As you begin to recognize the significance of your birth, you may start to see how these signs have been guiding you toward your calling. You might look back at key moments in your life and realize that certain events, people, or experiences were actually God's way of preparing you for what's ahead. Just as your birth held clues about your destiny, so too do the events and experiences that follow. Divine revelations are like breadcrumbs, small guiding signs that lead you toward your greater purpose. The Bible reminds us that God has a specific plan for each of us, one that was established before we were born. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." These plans were set in motion the moment you were born, and the signs of your life are meant to guide you on the path God has laid out for you. When you begin to pay attention to the signs and revelations that surround you, you'll start to see how everything fits together. You are not here by accident. You were created with intention, and your life is a part of God's grand design. As you look at the signs around you, you may realize that there is a larger purpose at work. Your birth, your life, your experiences, they are all connected in ways that you are just beginning to understand. The signs that God has placed before you are meant to lead you toward your destiny, to reveal the deeper purpose He has called you to fulfill. Whether it's a specific moment in your birth story, a coincidence that feels too perfect to be chance, or an intuitive feeling that you've always had, God is speaking to you. The divine revelations you receive are meant to empower you to step into your calling and live a life that fulfills His purpose.
So what are these signs trying to tell you? What is God revealing to you about your life's path? The answers may not always come all at once, but as you continue on your journey, you will begin to see how your birth, your past, and the signs surrounding you are all pointing you toward a future filled with divine purpose. Trust that these revelations, no matter how small or subtle, are guiding you exactly where God wants you to be. There comes a moment in every person's life when they begin to realize that their existence has a deeper purpose, a reason beyond the everyday hustle and routine. This realization, often sparked by divine revelations and the uncovering of hidden truths about your birth, holds the key to unlocking your true purpose.
The secrets surrounding your birth, the signs you've begun to notice, and the divine whispers you've felt. These are all guiding you toward understanding the unique purpose God has designed specifically for you. It's time to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Uncovering these hidden secrets is the first step toward understanding your divine calling. But it's not just about discovering information. It's about transforming that knowledge into action. The truths you've begun to unlock about your birth, your life, and the divine signs that surround you will provide clarity about the specific role you are meant to play in God's greater plan. You weren't born by accident. You are here with a purpose. And the more you understand about your past, the clearer your path will become. God has intricately woven your destiny, and each revelation is a breadcrumb leading you closer to your calling. For many, the journey toward understanding this divine purpose begins with introspection, looking inward and seeking clarity on what your heart and soul are truly yearning for. When you align your heart with God's will, you begin to see the patterns and signs that are present all around you. These revelations are not random. They are carefully placed markers designed to guide you in discovering your path. So how can you begin to truly understand your unique purpose and fulfill it? The first step is embracing the journey of connecting with the divine. Prayer, meditation, and quiet moments of reflection are vital tools for tapping into God's will. Spend time in silence, asking God to reveal your purpose. Allow yourself to be open to His voice. It's not always about hearing an audible message. It's about feeling a deep, quiet knowing in your spirit that guides you. These moments of stillness will provide the clarity you need to understand where God is leading you. As you connect with Him, you begin to develop a deeper awareness of His presence in your life, and this awareness is crucial for walking the path He's set before you. The Bible speaks to the importance of self-awareness and spiritual growth in fulfilling your destiny. In James 1:5, it says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him." This verse reminds us that God is eager to provide wisdom to those who seek it. If you feel lost or uncertain about your purpose, simply ask God to reveal it to you. He will not leave you in the dark. But you must be ready to listen, ready to receive His guidance, and most importantly, ready to act on what He reveals to you. Self-awareness plays a vital role in understanding your purpose. You must be willing to look deeply into your own heart and soul, acknowledging both your strengths and weaknesses. Self-awareness helps you recognize the passions, desires, and gifts that God has instilled in you. These are not just personal inclinations. They are divine tools that God has given you to fulfill your unique calling. The things that excite you, the issues that stir your heart, and the skills you've developed are all part of the divine design. As you become more self-aware, you begin to see how your talents and passions fit into the larger picture of God's plan. Another key aspect of unlocking your purpose is spiritual growth. As you deepen your relationship with God, you begin to understand more clearly who you are meant to be. Spiritual growth isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about becoming the person God has created you to be. It's about maturing in faith, learning to trust God more fully, and becoming aligned with His will. This growth process will reveal more of your true purpose with each step you take.
The journey to fulfilling your destiny is one of continuous growth, transformation, and divine revelation.
The Bible reminds us in Philippians 1:6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. God has already begun a good work in you. Your journey of spiritual growth is proof of that. Every step you take in faith, every lesson learned, and every challenge faced brings you closer to fulfilling the purpose He has set for you. But to fully unlock your true purpose, you must embrace your divine identity. You are a beloved child of God, created for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Understanding that you are a part of His divine plan gives you the strength to face obstacles, the wisdom to make decisions, and the courage to pursue your calling without fear. When you recognize that your life is a part of something larger than yourself, you begin to see your purpose with fresh eyes. Now is the time to move forward. Embrace the wisdom God has revealed to you, and trust that He will continue to guide you every step of the way. Seek His presence, listen for His voice, and allow your purpose to unfold. You are more than just a bystander in your own life. You are an active participant in the divine plan that God has been preparing you for since the moment of your birth. Remember, your purpose is not just about personal success. It's about fulfilling the unique role you were created for, a role that contributes to the greater good of the world around you. As you walk in alignment with God's will, you will see how every part of your life has been designed for this moment. The journey to unlocking your true purpose is one of spiritual growth, self-awareness, and divine revelation. Step boldly into it, knowing that God is with you every step of the way, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your destiny. As we reach the end of this journey, it's essential to reflect on the profound connection between divine revelation and personal growth. What you've learned throughout this process is not just about discovering facts about your birth or the hidden messages surrounding it. It's about understanding how these revelations are intricately tied to your spiritual journey and your growth as an individual. God has always been speaking to you, guiding you, and preparing you for this moment. The more you embrace the divine truths revealed to you, the more you will grow into the person you were always meant to be. Your birth was no accident, and the secrets that have been hidden from you until now are the very stepping stones that will lead you to fulfill your divine purpose. The journey of uncovering these hidden truths is not one of sudden enlightenment, but a gradual unfolding of God's greater plan for your life. As you begin to connect the dots between your birth, your experiences, and the signs you've encountered, you will see that your life has always been part of a divine design. The birth story that may have seemed like a simple narrative to you is actually filled with hidden layers, each piece of the puzzle revealing something more about your calling, your destiny, and the role you are meant to play in this world. This process of discovery is not just about knowledge. It's about transformation. As you uncover the truth of being chosen, you will realize that this knowledge has the power to change your life. It empowers you to step into your purpose with confidence and clarity. No longer will you feel like you're drifting aimlessly or walking a path that isn't meant for you. Instead, you will find strength in the certainty that you were born for something far greater than yourself. Your life is a part of God's grand design, and knowing this will give you the courage to face challenges, overcome obstacles, and pursue your calling with unwavering faith. Embracing the knowledge that you are chosen is not just a spiritual awakening. It's a powerful catalyst for personal transformation. It enables you to move forward with a sense of purpose, knowing that your life has meaning beyond the ordinary. You are a vessel through which God's plan will unfold, and your unique gifts and experiences are the tools He has given you to make an impact in the world. So, take this knowledge with you. Let it empower you to walk boldly into the future that God has prepared for you. Understand that your birth, your purpose, and your journey are all part of something far bigger than you can imagine. When you embrace your divine calling, you not only unlock the potential within yourself, but also become a beacon of light for others who are searching for their own purpose. You are chosen, and that is the most powerful truth you can carry with you as you walk the path of your destiny. As you move forward, trust that the journey of discovery never ends. God will continue to reveal new truths to you, leading you ever closer to the fulfillment of His plan. Remember, the more you embrace your purpose and the calling He has placed on your life, the more you will grow into the person He has destined you to be. Take this knowledge, walk in it, and allow it to empower you to live a life filled with meaning, purpose, and divine fulfillment. Your journey has just begun, and the best is yet to come.